Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Victor, and today I'm going to share with you 5 things I think you should know about this powerful upcoming solar eclipse on August 11th, 2018. Interestingly enough, the report I'm going to share with you today is it's a complete 180 and complete opposite of what I shared in my recent update, which pertained to a lot of going within, pausing our forward movement, recovering from the intense July eclipse type of energy. Well, it's almost like we've done that for a little while, and now it's time to expand again to a whole new vibration and all that comes with this. So you might feel completely different than how you felt like 3 or 4 days ago, because everything, the game has changed, and there's a lot to talk about and a lot to look forward to, and I'm very excited to get into this update for you now. So I will chill out on the introduction. We'll get right into it. Number 1, due to the greater embodiment of your potential vibrational frequency, it can sometimes initially, as we get used to it, bring about what some people call the spiritual or the awakening or the Ascension Flu. A fleeting set of cold-like, flu-like, being physically compromised-like symptoms, simply because your physical body is not used to all of this energy that's all of a sudden coursing through it. And though it feels good, it feels expansive, you might feel more psychic and kind of exhilarated and have all these new insights. It's like, it's so much that our body, it's like our body just gets sort of taxed by it. And this can manifest with you feeling like you're coming down with a cold for no real discernible reason, or you feel kind of weak and tired and achy and burnt out. You're sleeping longer periods and not waking up feeling rested. All of this can kind of come along for a short period of time as you adjust to the new frequency. In fact, I'm going through that right now. I have kind of a little cold as we speak because of the same thing. Number 2, you also might notice that your new energy is affecting physical reality. You might notice that you're getting way more synchronicity than you're used to. You might realize that your energy is affecting electronics a little bit, usually causing disruptions when we're kind of in a funky mood. That energy can sort of ripple out and cause, complications and things going wrong in a sense with your computer or your Wi-Fi or your TV or something, your phone, that seems kind of like out of the blue. And you might notice there's a funny correlation that when you finally calm down and proceed from an even space, even though you might not have made any like tweaks to the electronics mechanically, all of a sudden it's working beautifully. You might notice this also with just circumstances in your life, like when you're in a funky, not a funky, I would stop saying that, but when you're in a zone of resistance and frustration and contraction, your day-to-day experiences will reflect that almost immediately. The manifestation of your energy state will be very evident and apparent without much of a lag in time. I was talking to my friend Aaron. He just moved the other day, and on that day of the move, he found himself going through a couple of stressors. Little things, of course, happen when you move, but he said he got into a form of kind of a resistant state, and then it was like everything and then some other stuff that could have gone wrong went wrong. And it was just, he got into this downward cycle quickly of resistance and then therefore complications. It's okay. It's just we have to get used to the fact that that our energy state really does affect physical matter. And that's actually a good thing, because of course you can use that to your extreme advantage when you learn to kind of control your energy state and operate from kind of an ideal, centered, present state of being. Then you can create a lot of really fast progress in life, very quick manifestations of the things you truly desire in life, and all of that good stuff. But it might take some adjustment. We're all doing our best right now to get used to navigating with this higher frequency. Number 3, a lot of times when you take this frequency jump, all of your non-physical friends on the other side will say, they catch wind that you're more able to perceive them, and they can sometimes reach out to you. I had this happen, and this can happen in very subtle ways, but just being aware of it might make you be able to experience it more deeply, just knowing it's possible and likely at this time. I was at the gym just the other day doing some dumbbell bench press, and I was sitting there with the dumbbells on my knees, and I could just feel and sense and almost see in my mind the presence of one of my deceased dogs, Axel, this awesome golden retriever, Labrador mix, beautiful dog. And I could just feel him like, what up, Vic? It's me, I'm here. And it's almost like he put his head on my leg, and I could just sense him there's no real reason, except he just wanted to kind of say hello. Like, hey, I know you can perceive me, so what up? That kind of thing. There was no real communication or message to decode. It was just, I found myself able to perceive his spirit-like presence fairly noticeably. My wife is going through this thing where she's, take this for what you will, becoming more aware of all of like the earth elemental types of beings and entities and the fairies and whatnot, and they leave her these feathers. She's always finding these feathers, and she's sort of being reached out to in this completely other way. But nonetheless, as our vibration raises, all of the stuff that used to be seeming so separate from our physical reality will become much more blended. And we're kind of easing into that new frequency where things are starting to become, again, bleed through a little bit. But you watching something like this channel or any other channel like this means you're revving at a very high frequency. And even if you haven't had that kind of experience yet, you probably could. It might just be a matter of opening up your mind to the possibility, and you'll have your own unique way of communicating with the other side. But it's a lot more likely now with this new vibration you're now carrying. Number 4, you might find that you're being pushed out by life, out of a suddenly unideal scenario and life situation. What I mean by that is your vibration is raising so quickly. We had just taken a massive jump, and sometimes when we do these jumps, it can be like all of a sudden we're not a match for where we live or our job or our relationship or our life direction. And it can sort of be immediately obvious. I'll give an example. One of my coaching clients, Josh, he was explaining to me that him and his wife have been kind of wanting to move at some point. That's kind of one of their goals they can't deny. But it's not the right time. They got to get some things in order. But their vibration is getting to a point where they're kind of ready to move, even though their mind might not believe that's possible. And consequently, their life is starting to push them out in fairly obvious ways of their home situation. He said he was walking his dog with his wife, and this other dog came up and like attacked his dog, and he got into this sort of heated sort of altercation with the neighbor. Some other neighbors are suddenly starting to have extremely loud and obnoxious parties, keeping them up at night. Things in their house are breaking down. And it's not that, of course, within life these things happen, but sometimes they happen sort of like one after the other, and there's always a similar knowing or tone associated with them, like, I know this means something. There's a message here. It's kind of random that this dog came out of left field, even though we've walked our dog here maybe 1,000 times. Why on this day has this happened? And then 3 days later, this, and then this happens over here, and it's all like bop, 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 trying to get your attention, saying, wake up. You don't need to be here anymore, even if you think you do. There is a route to a more favorable and ideal scenario, and if you can just allow yourself to believe, you will be shown the way. But it's no reason to panic, even though sometimes these things can kind of happen and kind of stack up and make it feel like it's like this imminent thing that you have to get the heck out of Dodge or something bad's going to happen. It's not like that. These signs tend to come in waves, and there's still plenty of wiggle room there, but it's saying that you're good to go whenever you choose. And as long as you stay, there will be these periods of dissonance manifesting itself physically in your life as you continue to dwell in an unideal vibrational frequency. Just know you're ready. Whenever you want to go, go. Real quick, before I move on to the next one, which is kind of a really hopeful one. This happened to me when I was living in Michigan, and for a long time, as many of you have been watching me, I wanted to get to San Diego really bad. My heart wanted to live out west and go hiking and be by the beach. etc. And I would always hear this song come on when I was going through a cycle of breakdown and being pushed out. This Red Hot Chili Peppers song. And one of the lyrics is, "I'll be there, just tell me when you want to go." And it was always like, it felt like a message from my higher self saying, you belong there. We're waiting on you, man. The other aspects of you have already gone. Vibrationally, your life exists there now. It's up to you. You can go now if you want. You don't have to wait. There are workarounds to the objections your mind might be raising now. It is possible if you can allow and trust and believe. Number 5, simultaneously, you might have this sense and even experiences confirming this, that the next phase of your life is in fact drawing near. I'll give kind of a trippy example. I mentioned, I think, 1 or 2 videos ago that I've been feeling guided, like I would benefit from and enjoy writing a book and sort of like shifting my my lifestyle into more of the quiet life of a writer, which I just love the idea of. And that to me was like, yeah, someday you'll write a book, Vic. Maybe sooner than you think, but still someday. And then it's like, I feel being pushed out of certain circumstances in my own life that don't align with Victor, the writer guy. And even I'm getting pretty blatant signs that are confirming my suspicion that I should probably pursue this pretty soon here. And I'll give a kind of a funny example. I was sitting there just yesterday, in fact, on my computer, creating a course, like I have this third eye course, and I made this nice ebook, like cover art, like this ebook image. And my 9-year-old daughter Maya walked in and saw me like messing around, not like tweaking this image, this ebook image, right? And she says, "Dad, why don't you write an actual book, and then you could give that to all of your clients, and they could read that, and you wouldn't have to call them?" And it's like, what that? Like, where did that? She just spit that out verbatim, kind of like I never discussed any of my plans with her, and then she kind of comes out of left field and says it so plainly, in plain English for me. So that was my sort of way of the world communicating to me that your suspicions, Victor, are real, they are valid, they are possible, and they could transpire maybe a lot sooner than you think. So that seems to be the theme right now. You can't help but want what you want. As you grow, your perspective on everything changes, and your desires change, your values change, and therefore your goals, what you really want out of life, changes. And because we're living in a very accelerated time, those changes, just as quickly as you became aware of them, they can like start to manifest. But sometimes we like to take an unnecessary length of time to like get ready for the change, when in fact the change can happen, the positive, awesome life change can happen like that. And as a courtesy to yourself, you'll throw into your life all these different signs and synchronicities and even symptoms and problems, all to say, go where you really want to go. You're ready. It's ready. It's all gravy. It's waiting on you. And waiting on you to let go of the limitations in your mind that think it's not possible. But it is, in fact, possible, because the times are changing. The energy is shifting. You are changing. You are raising your frequency to the point where you can make your dreams come true ridiculously fast. And this eclipse is going to really make a strong case for what I'm saying to you right now. And it's my hope that it does, because I know a lot of people I talk to have a good understanding of who they want to be and what they want to do, but they are holding themselves back unnecessarily. These energies are here to say, listen, it's time to stop doing that. It's time to allow yourself to be at your full potential and all of the awesome things that come along with that potential. The time is now. Thank you so much, my friends, for watching. It's a pleasure to have you here. It's an honor to have so many cool, kind, generous, thoughtful, nice people as an audience on YouTube, that's kind of rare. A lot of times even popular YouTube channels who have really good intentions tend to have a lot of hateful, negative, sort of snarly type of comments, but it almost never happens here. You guys are just amazing, and I just want to say thank you, because it really, I definitely feel like I shoot more videos because how awesome you guys are. I might not put up with all the negativity that some other people do. So thank you. I appreciate it. You guys are an exceptionally kind audience, and I want you to know that. If you're brand new to my channel, let me just say that I do have a free guided meditation that I made myself, and it's for anybody who's interested. There's a link down below if you want it. It's all about helping you wake up to the fact that you can influence your health and your energy state and your vibration merely with your own intention. It's a guided meditation, but the undertone is to help you realize that you're the one creating the experience and you don't even need the meditation. Again, check it out down below. It's free if you want it. Other than that, I want to say again, thank you everybody. Have a really good weekend. Have an amazing day, and I'll be in touch very soon. Love you all. Peace.